Welcome back to Full Bore. It's Tool Time Tuesday, and today we're going to be reviewing the SMotivepro Pressure brake bleeder system. Now, we've reviewed brake bleeding systems before, but we've traditionally used vacuum brake bleeding systems to very little success. So what makes this one any different? Well, this is not a vacuum brake bleeding system where you connect it to the bleeder valve and suck. This connects to the master cylinder and pushes through the system. Now that's important because these vacuum brake bleeding systems have a particular issue where they suck air from in between the threads of the bleeder valve and gets bubbles back in the system that you're trying to evacuate. So this was never very good. This, however, hopefully will do better because my car definitely has air in the system. We recently changed the calipers and hoses and pads and all that, and well, the other brake bleeding system just doesn't work so good. So we're going to put in some Prestone Max Life .4 in this car, which .4 is already in the car, so we don't really need to worry about draining it. We're just going to be bleeding the system with this tool. Now, it's important to note that when bleeding by using pressure in the master cylinder, you're going to need a cap that fits your master cylinder. I had to buy an aftermarket adapter for this system because the system comes with an adapter for European vehicles, but mine is a Japanese vehicle and inherently has a different size and mechanism to screw on to the master cylinder. So this was a little bit of an extra cost. They do sell kits, not this brand, but they do sell kits on Amazon where they have like every single cap out there for master cylinders, but I only needed it for this car, so that's what we're going to be testing it with. Hooking up the system is pretty simple. You just attach your adapter cap to your master cylinder and then put some brake fluid in the reservoir. Pump it up. There are specifications that tell you not to exceed a certain pressure and what your operating pressure ought to be, a handy dandy gauge and a manual pump so you can pressurize the system and make sure everything's holding. Now the kit comes with a collection bottle that has this nifty little chain so you can just connect it anywhere that you see fit, and then it's got a little hose that goes over the bleeder nipple, and in theory all we got to do is bleed the system by taking this and she's bleeding. Put this on the nipple so we don't just bleed all over the ground. And it should be collecting. The nipple might need to be opened up a little bit more, but we are collecting. You can actually hear it. Man, the fluid is really clear. So now we just wait a little bit and it should remove all the air from the system. When you're all done bleeding from your brakes, you simply come over here, release the pressure, and then you can pull your adapter cap off your master cylinder.